All right, hi guys, another Freelancer Masterclass video. I am Mike Volkin, the lead instructor, and today we're going to be talking about a highly requested topic, which is how to raise your rates on existing clients. I've talked about this in various forms, but never, put it all into one presentation before. So I'm going to give you some quick tips on the best way to do that because many of you are worth more than you think. So let me show you how to raise rates now on your existing clients, which is harder to do than raising it on new clients. First things first, why do you want to do that? Well, you're too busy. That's when I decide to raise the rates, when my calendar is so full, when my day is just like nonstop calls, when people are basically trying to get on a waiting list from me, then I'm like, okay, well, if I'm worth that much, then I might as well raise my rates and see who drops off, right? And that's what I've been doing, and I'll go through my structure on how much I've raised my rates over the years and justified it. And today, I'm at my highest rate ever, and I have a waiting list of 53 people that I could just send an email, a mass email, and say my calendar is open for Thursday at 3 o'clock next week, and it goes out to 53 people, and within 20 minutes that time is booked. So I want you to be in that same position. So whenever you're too full, I want you to go ahead and consider raising your rates and be aggressive about it. I don't mean like $3 an hour. I mean like $20, $50 an hour or more. Okay. Also, you want to get rid of a low margin client. So if you have a client that you're just struggling with, that maybe you don't charge them for every hour, maybe you don't charge them for meetings, that's a good reason to raise your rates. And also you want to make more money. That's a good reason too, right? You want to have fewer clients with the same pay. So maybe you were doing freelancing full time, but now you want to side hustle. Maybe you found a job, maybe you had a child and you just can't focus on freelancing full time, but you want to keep that same pay. Well, you can go down from 10 clients to 3 clients and just charge more of those 3 best clients and make pretty much the same amount of money or more. So those are the reasons. So here's a quick tip. The biggest fear of why people don't raise rates, freelancers, is because they're scared to do it. So here's my structure. When I first started freelancing many years ago, I was charging $35 an hour. And that was good for me because I had a job. It was paying about $60,000 a year, right? It was okay. I was just out of college. And if you think about it, $60,000 a year equals $30 an hour. So I figured, well, if I'm going to freelance, I might as well make more money, right? So I started charging $35 an hour. And, knowing what I know now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're making more money, but because you have to stay billable for 8 hours a day, and there's other costs associated with being a freelancer that you don't have to pick up. But there's a lot of, you don't have to pick up as a corporate salary person, but there's a lot of benefits to being a freelancer, so I was okay to offsetting that. So I was doing pretty good. I struggled for a while at $35 an hour until I found my stride. But then when I got full, I said, okay, well, let me see who's going to be willing to pay me for $85 an hour. And I had like 20 or so clients. So of those 20 clients, about 14 or 15 wound up sticking around. And they said, okay, we'll pay you $85 an hour. They might have given me less work, but that's okay. Now I had confidence that I could charge $85 an hour. Now I had a history where people were paying me $85 an hour, and my referrals were coming in saying, hey, I know you charge so-and-so $85 an hour. Are you willing to work with me, right? So it became just kind of a transition process really easy. And I'm like, wow, that was really easy. So instead of just going from 35 to 85, the next time I got full, I'm like, okay, let me just go from 85 to 190. And that was the big jump. That was when I really started noticing that my clientele was really great. There was no more like, why are you charging me for 30 minutes for this or 25 minutes for this, or how long did this project really take you, or when the clients get into the like 150 plus range, like they don't micromanage. They're super professional. They're used to paying other clients or freelancers that amount, and they expect you to be professional too. So they know you're not going to milk them. They know you probably have a structured system for logging hours and all that stuff. Okay, but then as I got full from that, I went from 250. And now I'm at $350 an hour. And at $350 an hour, I've never been busier. I haven't had a client complain about anything in the smallest little bit for a year now, or a year or more, ever since I raised my rate. So I'm just have premium clients. I care about each of them deeply. They care about me, and they stick around for a long time. And like I said, I have a waiting list at $350 now. I might even go higher, but honestly, I don't even charge that much in terms of hourly work anymore. So it's just my entrepreneur coaching clients. So I'm happy making $350 an hour, working with the best clients who I even consider friends. Okay, so That's the way you should structure your rates too. When you get too busy, start considering raising your rates. And then here's a big tip. Take it slow, okay? Don't just email your clients and say you're raising your rates tomorrow. That's not going to go well. I made that mistake earlier. I know other freelancers that made that mistake. Freelancers that come through Freelancer Masterclass know not to do that. But those that come to me and say, hey, Mike, I've been working with you for 6 weeks. I'm going to raise my rates $15 an hour. I don't really care personally, but that's just the wrong way to approach it. I don't care because I'm so experienced hiring freelancers, but I know if they sent that to 10 of their clients, 8 of them wouldn't go for that approach. So what you need to do is you need to prep the client. Take a look at the screen here. Prep the client. Before announcing you're going to raise the rates, email them first and ask them how you are doing. Okay? Hey, I've been working for 6 months. Never really got any feedback. I know we collaborate a lot, but really, I mean, is there anything you'd like to tell me? You know, all constructive criticism is highly welcome right now. I'm just really trying to refine my processes and be more professional. Ask them if they feel that you're providing value. And it may sound cheesy to ask that, you know, am I providing value to you? But I'm telling you, this is the feedback you need because of this next tip. Tell them you're raising your rates like a week or two later. So I want you to do this on the phone. Don't do this email unless you are just like completely scared to do this on the phone or you're not used to talking to them on the phone. But do this on the phone. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Client, based on the feedback from you and other clients, I've decided to raise my rates in order to justify my ever-growing skill set and to reduce my client list. So this will allow me to be more responsive and available to the client. So notice the way I word this. I told them what I was going to do, and then I justified what they're going to be getting out of that increase in rate. So saying this in this way justifies that you are worth more now, and it doesn't seem like they're just getting the same old person, but they have to pay more for it, okay? So there's a psychology behind the way that's worded. So state it just like that, or just kind of make it your own, but be sure to phrase it like you have a statement of what you're going to do, like your intent, which is to raise rates, and then a benefit of what they get from that raised rate. Okay, so give them a loyalty discount. Say to them, you know, because you have been loyal to me, new clients are going to be getting, say, a 50% increase, but for you, I'm offering only 20%. Okay, so you have to give them that justification that, hey, you've been with me, you have that loyalty. And also, I will not be implementing this change for 90 days, so don't make them feel like they have to scramble and like tomorrow you're going to be raising rates. You know, it's June. Don't worry, I'm not going to be raising the rates till August. I just wanted to give you fair warning that if you feel that this new fee isn't justified for me, use 3 months, I'll be continuing to work with you at this current rate. Okay. And the last step I'd like to tell you is this is optional and specifically address the pain point you're going to solve. So if the client has expressed a concern, no matter how small, tell them moving forward that this is a new rate and you can fix it. So here's an example. And this happened to me when I raised the rates from like 85 to 190, right? So I actually wound up keeping just about every client except for one in that case. But one of them brought up this point and said, you know what? It's kind of hard to get a meeting with you. So will this new rate make it easier for me to get that meeting? And I said, yeah, absolutely, because I'm taking on less clients and I'm able to justify more availability on my calendar for you. And that was easy. Like he was willing to pay for that, no problem. So no matter what the problem is, whether it's like hard to book a client or your attention to detail isn't good enough, or I need you to manage up more. You know, if you don't know what managing up is, take Freelancer Masterclass. It's very, very important. Or, you know, insert problem here. Tell them that this new rate will fix that problem. Okay. So always understand that no matter what you do in life, everything isn't 100%, or you won't bat 1,000%, as they say in baseball terms, right? You are going to get some fallout from this, but those that don't go for your new price, we're never going to pay you more anyway. All right. So if you feel you're worth more, it's time to search for clients who can justify that price. And I've hired thousands of freelancers over my career, and I'll tell you that many of them vastly underestimate their value. Many of them very much like me because I will tell them, you're worth more than this. Like, I'm going to pay you more than this. I had a virtual assistant that says they're going to work for me for $8 an hour. This was like 8 months ago, and I'm still working with them. And I told them right from the beginning, after the first project was done, I was like, you're worth way more than $8 an hour. I'm going to pay you like, I think it was like 18 or 20 at the time. Now I'm paying them even more. But I said, there's no way I'm going to pay you $8 an hour for this. She's got a kid, and she's trying to scrap and feed her family, so to speak. And like, I'm over here taking advantage of that. So a good client will give you what you're worth without you having to ask. But that is someone as seasoned as me as a client. Don't expect that, but also don't underestimate your value of what you can do for a company. Okay? Hope this helps. Good luck.